And oh yeah, this is gonna be wild. All right, so I am a massive fan of Overtaken. Not playing him, I think I'm like 1 in 25 of playing against him, but I'm a big fan of watching him play. And there's been quite a few uploads. Well, I don't want to say quite a few, but there's been a few uploads with him over the past year. He's a player from Estonia, and basically he's all about aggression. Like his win rates before 20 minutes are like 85%. Win rate before 30 minutes, like 75%. And then you go, the longer the game goes, the worse it tends to get for him. Anyway, so he's playing as the Gurjaras, a civ that was recently reworked, but like also not really. It's still what I would say is probably one of the best 1v1 civs in the game, and just has tools for everything. So the Gurjaras focus around sheep, or I guess in this case pigs, in a unique way. You get a food trickle for garrisoning those things into the mill. And then you start with 2 berry bushes for your initial food if you want to do what Overtaken's doing. Now, Overtaken, I've gave you an introduction on. I'm guessing he's going to go forward. I'm hoping he goes forward. He does it a lot, and I think this civ is a good civ to do it with. And then on this side, you've got forgive my mispronunciations, possibly TQ or TUK. And I think this player used to be known as something else. It's a bit of a weird one in my mind. It's a Vietnamese player, but I swear has been known as something else. And also there's this confusing thing where I think maybe played on VPNs in the past from Argentina. So in my mind, I've got like the Argentinian flag too. Anywho, is a very good player. 2270 elo into that top 100. And as I played him a lot, I feel bad that I don't have more information about Red and maybe what Red used to be known as. Yeah, the Britons also have a sheep bonus, and that's just that they eat their sheep a little bit faster. But there's always this passive food income that comes in from Overtaken's build order here. Now, in order to build the mill right away to take advantage of this bonus right away, you then had to chop straggler trees for wood, but players have figured this out pretty easily. And we could talk more about what the options might be overall for the Gurjaras, but I think that the unit of choice should likely be the Shravamsha Rider, because the Shravamsha Rider is this disgustingly strong unit against archers, and that's unique out of the stable. Also, I wanted to ask, is Gurjaras the only civilization that has 3 unique units? Technically speaking, they might actually have 4. I was thinking about this the other day, like, what civilizations have the most unique units in the game? So, they have the Shravamsha Rider out of their stable. They have the Chakram Thrower out of their castle. I'm trying... Isn't there another one I'm forgetting? Well, I guess the camels aren't a unique unit. But they do get the extra bonus damage, which is really strong. Why was I thinking there was another one for the Gurjaras? Maybe I'm wrong. I guess, I mean, the elephant might not be considered a unique unit because it's something that a few other civilizations get as well. Ah, Tatars have 3 too. That's true. Tatars get the flaming camel, the Keshik. Wait, why am I missing some of these? Like, would you consider an eagle a unique unit? You guys are saying Incas, but I don't know. If eagle is considered a unique unit, then I guess the elephants are also considered a unique unit for the Gurjaras? Yeah, I guess, like, it's like 2.5, let's say, for a lot of these civs. And okay, here goes Overtaken. Here goes Overtaken. Oh, yeah, they also get elephant archers, don't they? Ah. Eagle's not unique unit? Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on where you draw the line. All right, so here's Red's position. Red's like, I'm going to go for archers because I'm Britons and life is awesome. And I really hope this guy doesn't go forward. And he runs underneath Blue's TC. Blue's going to have no food underneath the TC. Let's see how Overtaken plays this. Overtaken loves his forward trash build. And, like, all of his focus ends up being on the front. Red is going to be adding militia now. And Red has now scouted his opponent's TC, but again, that's it. but does not know about the forward. And let's see how this goes. Technically regional, but we can count it. Yeah, I guess. So anyways, I guess the Gajars have a lot of stuff. But like being able to make camels in feudal, having 40% extra bonus damage, and then having the economy makes the civ strong before you even talk about the chakram thrower. Okay. So I'm not actually sure. Let me go back because this is important. Did he see the flag? No. So Red had already left the barracks with the militia. So this is a great way to punish a forward. The way to punish a forward is to go to their base and do damage there. But Overtaken checked that barracks twice, checked it earlier, and then also is going to check it now, and has yet to see a flag. Now, Red has seen both wood lines. That could be epic damage. But here comes Overtaken. And Overtaken's going to deny the berries with a tower and is going full trash here. He's going to go Spearman and Skirmisher. Overtaken's point of view, I doubt he's looking here. I would lose 4 villagers, and I'd be like, what is happening to me? No clear sign of a reaction yet. And okay, now we have the reaction, and there's 4 military versus only villagers. And this should be pain for Overtaken. This should be disastrous for Overtaken. 1 villager's going to go down. Another villager's going to go down. There should be more villagers going down. 3 villagers down. 4 villagers down. It could be all the villagers down. 5 villagers down. 6 villagers are going to go down. Oh, God. I hope those sheep are working hard in that mill. 6 villagers lost. Okay, now we're going to have a dramatic situation here if Overtaken can somehow sort this one out. Oh, my God. Was that bad? 6 villagers lost at the 10th minute. And he's going to build a mill now on his opponent's berries because he says, I need more villagers. Okay, Red is actually going to have some problems here. So something against the trash build that you kind of have to accept, which is so awkward, is you got to fight with Vills a little bit, usually. But look at Red. Red's just going to counterattack again. It's the thought process of, you aren't killing me right now. You can't kill me right now. It's only going to do, like, small amounts of damage. And you have nothing at home. This is why you don't see forwards much these days, guys. It takes a lot of guts when you have all this military in your base to counterattack like this, but it's the perfect play. That's so cool. Because, yeah, Overtaken can't tower, and then Overtaken has his skirms and his spearmen forward. Not really much he can do to counter that. Now, look how annoying Overtaken's being. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this should be part of the game? Farmers can't farm if their farm is being attacked. If they're being attacked, they can still farm. But if their farm is being attacked, they just freeze. So all these farms are rendered useless right now because of that. So that's, I mean, if it's part of the game, you should be doing it. And I do it all the freaking time. It's just funny how common it is now. And that's 7 villagers now lost by Overtaken. What's funny is, like, there's not a lot of military for Red. And Red's eco is not really looking that great. Like, Red has had far less on food than Blue has. In fact, I want to check that. Eco. That's pretty wild, the food difference right here. And the wood is supposed to allow you to catch up in the food department. But it can't if your farms can't work. A couple villagers on stone here for a new tower soon. Yeah, this is what I meant earlier. You kind of got to use your vills to push some of this back. Yeah, that wood can't really be spent, and Overtaken continues to churn out army there. This is funny. 2 archers, a skirmisher, and some bears walk into a bar. Okay. The camel actually is going to be very helpful here. It's on full HP, 70 HP, and could actually kill both those archers. So Blue has brought the skirm home, but someone needs to kill the bears for that poor skirmisher. Okay, now we've got a tower here for Red. It's killed 7 villagers, which is extremely rare. And Overtaken just continues to be as aggressive as possible. And I pump up this player because he's a wild man. How many people watching would have called the GG after losing 6 villagers on your woodline? I think, like, it would depend on if I was streaming the content. If I wasn't, I probably would just resign. But I would probably try and have a little bit more fun with it if I was if I was online for an audience. But man, you have the skirms looking for some damage. I mean, they could still hit Vils, but the towers fire is going to help Red out a lot. Honestly, does feel like Overtaken could still have a semi-decent castle age time off this. Look at Red's point of view here. Red can see the stable. But Red has to send Spearmen back this way. If anything, Red kind of needs some scouts to deal with some of these skirms, right? There's not many Spearmen anymore. But, like, Red just can't get the army out. You get so far ahead with the army count when you go for this many spears and skirms. And now we're going to have the camel, and we'll have 3 scouts as well. This is really awkward for Red at the moment. And Overtaken has the score lead. And it's constant army production. He's so good at just producing in general, as you can kind of see here with the TC production. Yeah, Red gets the tower up, which I suppose means that this can be defended for now. But God, man, like, Red, you got to react there. Oh my God, Overtaken snipes that. Red's frustrated. Just so awkward to be in Red's position right now. He somehow gets these positions all the time. You'd be sending your Vils to the corners. That's what Overtaken should have done with his wood line. Would have never been spotted. So what I experience when I play Overtaken is, even if I kill Vils from him, is like, I'll make it to... I'll like keep myself in the game in feudal and maybe even get a slight lead. But then he gets castle age so much faster than me, and then I die in castle age. So we'll see what happens here. Like, it's always really tricky as well, because sometimes he'll just continue to produce and continue to get crazy, which is what he's doing now. 1-2 farms still idled. Villagers having to garrison all the time. The scouts with armor can now be comfortable fighting underneath some of these towers. Now, I think Red's best friend here has to be a market, right? Like, with all that wood, but it might be hard for Red to see the eco balance right now. And I've been saying it for a while, but I think Red is really needed more than just tower defense. I think we're going to see, a stable there for maybe a few scouts. And scouts are obviously great against the skirms. And then these are all weak here, too, so you might only need 3 of your own scouts, and then this gets cleared up. But we'll see if there's going to be continuous production here from Overtaken, who did just lose the camel there, excuse me. Yeah, so I think the play here just, is just to get to castle age faster. Red has really minimized how much damage Overtaken's able to do. Here comes Overtaken now for another tower. And again, if you have the market, you could maybe sell some of that wood, buy some food, get up to castle age, and go from there. And the thing that's tricky against the Gurjaras is you never know what to make. What unit do you make against Gurjaras, guys? Any unit that you just thought of gets countered by the Gurjaras. They do not have a single weakness. They have the options, particularly with the stable. I would say that as Red's going to make a very nice counter tower here. The unit that probably should come to mind first is like pikemen, because the early strengths for Gurjaras tends to be out of the stable. But what hurts is later on they have the chakram thrower, which wrecks the pikemen as well. But that obviously, that comes out of a castle. So, I think it would make sense still as Red did the right thing here, I think, but is still struggling. Still makes sense to maybe play into pikemen. Yeah. 400 food right now for Overtaken. 400 food right now for Red. Red's going to send a scout forward now. Is going to blacksmith and has the market, just not really using it at this moment. And we'll have another tower from Overtaken because he's just the most annoying guy ever. And Red's going to think about fighting that back, but Red's like, well, there's scouts there. I can't do that. And then Red has actually gone over here to, importantly, deny some of Overtaken's gold, but Red is just going to move over to the wood line now. And that could lead to some more villager kills. Man, they need to, like, tape this area off. Like, danger zone, do not enter. Because any villagers that go over here just end up dying to the enemy. Painful. You know what else is painful? The fact that Red isn't buying food. Like, it's really making me sad. You could be up to castle age and have this army, Red. You could do both of them. And I know you've got the skill set for it. He's the same elo as me right now, so you gotta get up to Castle Age, my friend. But, man, he's killing villagers all the time, so, I mean, who could really judge the guy? I can judge the guy. You gotta get up to Castle Age, man. You're up against Overtaken. You can't... There we go. There's the food. That could have happened maybe a minute or two earlier. Now Castle Age click should come in for red, and there it is. All right. So red will have forging, and has 5 scouts on the field. Villagers are just chilling out over here for Overtaken. But you can make camels in Feudal Age, which is so epic. So now there's a camel or 2 on the way to come deal with this. Now, they're just camel scouts in Feudal, but still, they'll become camel riders, which gives you a nice little head start against any knights and scouts. But this is a clear up and good defense there from Overtaken. And 9-3 eco KD, guys. Overtaken's playing wide open. And what is red going to focus on? If he goes for archers now, he's going to be up against it because his opponent can go for a Shravamsha Rider. If he goes for knights, his opponent has camels. And it's not just camels that you can produce ahead of time. You do 40% extra bonus damage, which is insane on a unit that already does a lot of bonus damage. And so I think Overtaken has the better position. Like, I think it went through Red's mind. Red was like, oh, I need pikes. That's what Red's going to consider. I feel like it's a very Overtaken thing to add a Siege Workshop here, too. But might feel the need to just micro with the melee units we have here. Sorry, words are hard for me right now. Shravamsha Rider is extremely fast, and the Shravamsha Rider is going to go in here with the scouts and this camel. Red makes it to Castle Age, has 2 spearmen, but we'll see if the spearmen really help out there. Blue micros them down on the hill. You really need the pikeman upgrade, which is rather expensive, and blue's just running in. The Shravamshas are so speedy. Look at this. The Shravamshas are just poke, 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 and now look at the eco KD. And then you're going to have units underneath your tower. You're going to have units on your farms. Like, this is classic Overtaken. Makes it to Castle Age faster than you, and then just completely melts you. Getting +2 armor now. He's got a 10 villager lead all of a sudden. Red's base is wide open because of how this game developed in Feudal Age. And Overtaken wins after losing 6 villagers on his wood line. Oh my god, man. Ah, God, that's so painful. That's so painful for Red. Like, honestly, Red's counterattacking was perfect. I think that any question you have of Red after that is all due to how much pressure Overtaken puts on you. From, the tower defense that was needed, to Red trying to farm, to Red maybe being delayed with using the market. That's all because Overtaken's all over you. You're constantly looking at your own base. You can't really think about how the game's going to develop as you normally would. And I still think Overtaken's in the better position just because of his civilization, if the Castle Age time is the same. But still, Overtaken just makes it look super easy, man. Very well played. Well played by Overtaken, but Gurjara's still OP confirmed. You're telling me that a civilization who had, the highest pick rate, highest win rate, highest ban rate in a recent event, and then only had one small tweak is still going to be really strong? No way. No way. What a crazy observation, Justin. What a crazy observation. You feel like crossbow and pikeman would be good against Gurjaras? Well, yes and no, right? It's very slow, so you have to have control over the game. I think that's what made this strong. You can't go pike archer when your base is wide open and someone can raid you. You can go pike archer if you're able to get the walls down and they can't raid you, and then you can run forward with that. Even still, though, I just don't see archers. Archers are pretty much canceled out of the equation, I think, when up against the Gurjaras. And there's nothing stopping the Gurjaras from adding scorpions or mangonels. But I don't know. Overtaken's he does crazy things.